All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're going to look at how one nation is taking its oldest advantage, we're talking pure geography, and turning it into a powerhouse for the future. That's right. We're talking about Oman, and its really incredible shift from just being a stopover on old sea routes to becoming the super efficient, completely digitalized global logistics hub. This whole story really comes down to one big question. How do you take your most basic asset, in this case, where you are on the map, and just turbocharge it with the tech of tomorrow? Well, Oman is basically giving us a masterclass. And they are literally writing that blueprint right now. It's this fascinating story of fusing their one-of-a-kind geography with the power of cutting-edge tech. So let's break down exactly how they're pulling it off. Okay, so first things first, we need to understand just how big of a deal this is. This is not some small tweak or a minor adjustment. No, this is a massive, fundamental pivot away from an old model and straight towards a future that's built on tech. Think about it like this. For centuries, Oman was a key stopover on trade routes. Super important, for sure, but still just one point on a much, much longer journey. But now, they're completely rewriting that role. They're becoming this sophisticated, fully digitized hub that's the main gateway to huge markets in the Middle East, Africa, and all over the Indian subcontinent. So, how do you make a shift that big? Well, you've got to start with a powerful foundation. And that brings us to the backbone of this whole operation, the ports and the infrastructure. The major player here is the ASYAD Group. You can think of them as the government's logistics powerhouse. Their job is huge. Build and run all the critical infrastructure, the ports, the free zones, that really make up the physical nervous system of modern trade. And the scale of what they're managing is just staggering. We're not talking about just one port. This is a whole coordinated network of world-class facilities, places like Sohar, Duqm, and Salalah, often built with the best global partners. Plus, they've got these huge integrated free zones and even whole economic cities, all designed to work together like one seamless machine. And of course, the reason they're building all this is to cash in on Oman's incredible location. It's sitting right there at the crossroads of these massive global trade flows between Asia, Africa, and Europe. You just can't build this kind of hub anywhere you want. Location is everything. But here's the thing. Having world-class ports is really only half the story. The real magic, the secret sauce that makes Oman's strategy so different, is how they're making all this infrastructure smart. And that intelligence, it's coming from a place you might not expect: small, agile tech startups. This is the absolute game changer. What really sets Oman apart is this systematic injection of technology into the entire supply chain. It's not an afterthought or some nice little add-on. Nope. It is the core of the whole strategy. And this tech is being pushed forward by a whole new type of company. Logistics has always been dominated by these huge legacy giants. But Oman is empowering these smaller, hungrier startups. Just imagine a tiny team outmaneuvering a logistics behemoth, getting a container from Muscat to Mumbai in record time, and for less money. That's the kind of power we're talking about. So how are these startups making such a huge difference? Well, it really comes down to three things. First, they're giving clients total transparency with cloud platforms where you can track everything in real time. Second, they're using AI to hunt down inefficiencies and just slash operating costs. And third, they're rolling out automated systems to manage inventory with incredible precision. And you should know, this isn't happening in some bubble. This amazing synergy between big infrastructure and nimble tech is an essential part of the government's national strategy, called Vision 2040. They are actively backing these startups with funding and support to help them grow and scale up. So, let's put all these pieces together. Let's look at the big picture and see how this all adds up to create a completely new kind of digitized global hub. All right, so let's build the equation for Oman's success. The foundation, right? The thing you can't change that everything else is built on is its incredible geopolitical location. That is the bedrock. Then, on top of that bedrock, you build the physical backbone, this powerful network of ports and free zones, all engineered to handle a massive flow of global trade. And then you add the catalyst. This is the secret ingredient that makes the whole system come alive. Smart, agile technology from that startup scene, layering in AI and automation everywhere. So what happens when you combine those three things? The result is so much more than just a port. It's a critical, super efficient, and fully digitized node in the global supply chain. Oman is going from a place things just pass through to a place where value is actively being created. So why does all this matter? Well, because the global marketplace today demands a whole new set of things. It demands crazy speed, serious cost effectiveness, and total transparency. And this new model that Oman is building, it's designed from the ground up to deliver exactly that. What they've created is a really powerful blueprint for any nation that wants to transform itself. And it leaves us with a pretty big question. If this public-private tech model can reinvent something as massive as global logistics, what industry is next?